Hi, it's Di. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I might take you along on how I do a hidden spine. So this is a journal I'm working on of mine. This is just going to be for my personal use. I've covered a book in beautiful blue soft velvet from an old cushion I had. I unpicked the seam of the cushion, and I've covered a book like so. Got some lace doily on there and a lace butterfly on the back. That's to cover the holes of the cushion buttons. They left. I couldn't get them out. So I put some fabric down here and strengthened the spine firstly. Then I've covered it, and then here I've Mod Podged some nice printables and covered the front and back there. So a hidden spine, as you know, is to leave the outside of the spine nice and fresh, no holes in it, so that you've got that beautiful spine. And also with the hidden spine, I do mine with seam binding, and so I should be able to take them out and replenish them, not with not too much difficulty, I hope. But as it's for me, it doesn't really matter, does it? So to do a hidden spine, the very first thing that I did was to make an exact template. I've got a piece of book here that I'm using for my floating spine, which is what the signatures get tied into, and then the whole thing will get heavily glued into that spine. So I make a totally accurate, it's got to be absolutely exact, a template with the exact holes that I want. I'm just doing a three hole signature, and I mark it at the top, and so that's exactly the template. Then I use the template on this exact same piece of spine that I'm going to use, and I use my large crocodile, which is the Big Bite crocodile, and you can fit it. It's really fantastic, and I'd highly recommend getting that. You'll never need another hole punch in all your life. So I mark it on the outside. I've got a T for top there, so that just makes it easier. And each row, one or the left, then the middle, and then the far right, will each be totally exact. So what I do is I take my next, which my papers, I've got my papers already, into my signatures, and what I do is I will open that to the middle, and I will clip it in place like so. And I will put the template down. Now this is the middle signature, and so I will use the middle holes. So how I do it, I'll just move that out of the way. Lay it down flat on the desk. Get the top exactly where I want. Sometimes if you can't see the fold of the center, sometimes I get a pencil or something and just mark it out. But if we put some strong light on it, that should make it easier, hopefully. I'll get my top at the top, and I'll make sure that little pencil, I think that's that's it there. Okay, because you can always rub that out later. So making sure that I've got the top exactly where I want it and the bottom, and then exactly line that up, because now I'm going to come in with my crocodile and I'm going to using the template, which you can just pop on like that, pop on like that. That will not move. And then by using the big button, you can see why it's so great, because you can move your things around inside. Then I'm going to line that up with the hole, and there we go. One hole done. And then the next one, which will be this one, and then the next one will be that one. And there we have my middle signature done. And you might be saying, well, why didn't you just use a needle to or an awl to put the holes through? And it's because when I'm using the seam binding, it's wide, it's pliable, it's soft, but I like it to be able to use it with my big plastic needle and go straight in with no mucking up. Because then you've got to take the floating spine and you're going to stitch it in. So we're going to start from the inside and go through that one, and then through the middle one there, and pull it through like so. And then we're going to go up to the top. It's just so much easier, and I don't have a book cradle, and I just think, oops, sorry, I bumped you, sorry. And then straight down. And the other thing is too, when you're coming up through this, you can easily manipulate the ribbon so that you're not going to pierce it. And that's another reason why I like the great big plastic needle. I don't know how much of this you can see, sorry. There we go, up through the hole. And there we have it. And that is attached to the middle of the floating spine, or the hidden spine. Then we just take off. These needles are fantastic. I just got them at a cheap shop. They're probably used for darning wool, but they're brilliant. And you've got room to move with seam binding. I find it really good. Let's try and take it a little bit more. There we go. There we go. And by tying a ribbon, that's awfully long, I'll have to cut that. Right, so that is the center now done. So I'll just clip that in. And if we do it again, this is my third signature. Paper's all sorted. Let's put that out of the way. And Just lining everything up, making sure all the creases are in the right order. Just use pegs for this. It keeps it all nice and together. And then this is the last one, so we're going to use the template on the right, the holes on the right. Okay, I'll just mark them right on that crease so that I can see what I'm doing. Then I'm going to line up the holes beautifully, like so, making sure that the top's where I want it. And there we have it. So all we have to do is get the crocodile, and punch through all those papers. Now these papers, I think there's, I think I've got about 12 in each signature. I would not attempt this without a template. I mean, the template is the most important thing. And it takes you no time at all to do. And it's so worth it. Right. So all we do now is get another length of ribbon, 1, 2, 3 approximately. With seam binding, but you could use ribbon. This is just one of my very favourite things to do, and it's so pretty too. It adds lovely colour. So there it goes through my needle. I'm going to go down through the middle. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to make sure that that is the top. Yes, it is. And then we're going to go through the middle and through the last hole, right down. Beautiful. And then up. It looks awkward, but by doing the holes with the crocodile, it lessens it so all the juggling, I think, than would have been if you'd had a needle and thread, and you need about 12 hands. Okay, so then back up through the hole. I'll just pull that out of the way and slip the needle in. Just wiggle it a little bit. Look at that. Beautiful. There we see, we've got that done beautifully. We just need to tighten this up a little bit now. Make sure it's in there nicely. And it is. You don't want to tear the page. One string, one ribbon either side of the center. Oops, hang on. Yeah, that's not too bad. You can always, when you've only tied it and do a bow, you can always re-tie it later. So there we have our 3 signatures put into our floating spine. Then we'll take the cover and then we will stick the cover in with some really heavy duty glue like that. And there we have our cover. So there's noise outside now with some music, so I'm just going to say bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.